everybody? I'm Vernon Kid here. Welcome back to Characters Why I Like Them Series 2. Back again with another look at another character from various medias that I love, and I talk about them and get everybody else input on the character. And as you can see right here, guys, I'm bringing you a character that I really love. It's a character that may not get a lot of hype in a sense here in the States, but he's really famous overseas, and that's Conan Detective, or as he's really called, his real name is, here in the States they call him Jimmy Kudo, but in his real official name is Shinchi Kudo, basically. And he's from the series Case Closed, or Great Detective Conan, basically. I like Conan the Detective. I like it because it's basically, in a sense, Sherlock Holmes Far East, in a sense. Now, basically, the series, the manga, was created by a man known as Gosho Aoyama. Okiyama. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm maybe pronouncing it wrong. No disrespect. It's a manga series that is still running now. It's still running. It started back in 1994. It's still running now. It has over 70 volumes. And then it had an anime series that is still running now as well. The anime series started January 5th, 1995, and it's still running now. It has over 692 episodes. So it's still running. Never made it all the way. All the seasons have not come over here in the States yet. But the thing about basically Jimmy, or Shinji, however you want to pronounce his name, because when it came here in the States, they really Americanized a lot of the characters, especially the main characters, but they kept the secondary characters pretty much, the same. Now, the concept of the show was Jimmy is a 17-year-old high school student. He is also a prodigy. He is a detective, and he helps the police solve cases. So this guy is pretty much in school, but he also goes off as to help the police to help solve cases. However, he was so good, he put his best friend, his childhood friend, his slash kind of girlfriend. Here in the States, they call her Rachel Moore, but in Japan, her real name is Kagoro Morei. Her father was this detective, but he was like a wash up. He couldn't solve anything, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But unfortunately, one day, while he was investigating like something. During the investigation, he was attacked by these two men in black, that we find out their names were Jin and Vodka. They worked for the syndicate called the Black Organization, and they knocked him out because Jimmy witnessed they tried to kill somebody, and unfortunately they didn't want any witnesses, so they forced him to ingest this experimental poison called APXT 4869. And unfortunately, and they left him to die. They left Jimmy to die. However, it didn't kill him. A rare side effect happened from the poison, and it transformed him back into a child instead of killing him. So now Jimmy has to find out more about who did this to him, try to find a cure as well as keep his cover clear from anybody else finding out that it's really him, but he's a little boy. The only person that knows that he is who he is his next door neighbor, like a kooky mad scientist that knows him. I'm forgetting his name right off the top of my head, but he goes into the name. He adopts this name, Conan Edogawa. That's when he's as a kid, and he lives with Rachel and her father. But he still helps the police in a different way. Like I said, Rachel's father basically is like a washed up private eye. Everybody just laughs at him because they know he couldn't find water if he fell out of a boat, basically. So basically, Jimmy would, because of the scientist, he gave him all these gadgets to help out. So he's got, like, Jimmy has like this wristwatch, and in it has like knockout darts, and he would shoot Roger Moore, and basically he would use his bow tie as he has a voice modulator in there, so he would talk and solve the cases. And of course, Jimmy would basically have to go back to school, and he would meet up with all his little friends and stuff like that, which was really fun. But he's such a great character. It's really fun to watch him and just watch him solve these cases. Feeling he's inspired by the great detectives like Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that, and he loves them, and so he uses what he has read from them to make him a better detective. And there was even one time, there's even a crossover series where he crossed over, animated movie, he crossed over with Lupin the Third, and I want to see that movie because I would love to see what if did he catch Lupin or anything like that, because I find that would be really fun to see. I loved, also, one thing I did like about Jimmy was, I know I'm using his Americanized name because I should use his more Japanese name, but one thing also I loved about him was the fact that since he was also a great soccer player, the doctor, since he was still a little kid, the doctor put in these special sneakers of his, like he could hit the button, a little button on his sneaker, and he would kick with the kicking power of like 10 men. So when he would kick something really hard with his sneakers all hyped up, charged up, it'd be like a fireball coming at them. It was really funny, and he would knock out a lot of the bad guys doing that. The show, the mangas were really good, and the show was really good because they would go really in depth with the murder cases. Like, it wasn't just like, somebody, murder, like, you just see somebody on the floor. They would show the guy or the woman or whoever in the pool of blood and things like that, and you're like, oh man. Like, I remember one episode where this guy, the whole room was bloodied up with this guy. He was a sword master, and they had to figure out who killed him and things like that. It was like, man, this is graphic, but they give you clues to, like, figure out, just remember this clue, like, with the next episode, which was really fun. Like I said, the show is still running to this day. It's 600 plus episodes. That's great. It's probably up there with the other big three animes that are still running today: Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. But Mr. Kudo right here was just a really cool character. I love him. Very underrated anime character, in my opinion. Don't hear a lot of people talk about him as much, and I thought it'd be a good idea for me to use him in Series 2 to talk about Conan. What also, now when I said about the fact of the biggest criticism that a lot of the fans, including myself, had about when they dubbed the show here in the States, was the fact that they Americanized the main cast. but they kept the uh, the secondary cast, the supporting characters with their real names, and it was like, okay, why'd you Americanize them, but everybody else still has their traditional names? You know, I know that not every Japanese person has a traditional long family Japanese first name or last name. I get that because there are some people that have regular names like John or Tony or Donnie or something like that. But I thought it was really stupid for them to do that. You didn't see them do that with Dragon Ball too much. I mean, there was some that were Americanized, but a lot of them weren't done with that. So why couldn't you keep the characters of Case Closed with their original names? But Jimmy was a very cool character. I loved him. He, like I said, I love crime dramas, and this was a very good crime drama anime. You see, not all animes have to be hack and slash demons, badass characters that can throw fireballs, all souped up. There's also good animes out there that deal with real life in a sense, like Conan, and solve cases and things like that. And other than that, it's just really fun to watch. Now, if you want to know where you can watch it, I just personal message me. I'll give you a site where you can watch the show and many of the movies. I think there were like 6 movies. There was a live action special, and like I said, there was a crossover movie with him going after Lupin the Third, which would have been really cool. I wish I could have seen that. Some of those movies, like the crossover, is not here in the States. I kind of wish it was, because I would have loved to see Jimmy go after Lupin. Just a great character, guys. Very great character. He's still going on trying to find the people responsible and how to get himself back to normal. Because his love interest, his childhood friend, she does love him, but she doesn't tell him that. She's always like, she's kind of like a big sister to him, but she does love him, but she won't tell him. But she tells him when he's Conan. So it's like, and he gets all nervous around her when she's like hugging him and things like that. It's really funny. Yeah, Jimmy Kudo or Conan Edogawa, great characters. Like I said, I tried to use both their original Japanese name and their American name, because I think more people will recognize them from that name, Jimmy Kudo, when the show was running on Cartoon Network and things like that. But very good character. You guys tell me what you think, what you like, or what you think about this character. And I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned a little bit about the character as well. And maybe even PM me and say, okay, Chris, I want to check this show out. Can you give me the link? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this. This is Mount Vernon Kid coming to you again with Characters, Why I Liked Them, Series 2. And I'll see you guys next time.